This is Access Asia on France 24. I'm Hala Mohideen. Coming up in today's programme, a special report from Burma where human rights groups warn that persecution of the Rohingya Muslim minority could constitute a genocide. We meet the Afghani children risking their lives on mountain roads, directing traffic for tips. And how the humble Lotus route went from Chinese cuisine staple to worldwide taste sensation. But first to Burma, where Muslims from the Rohingya ethnic group continue to flee towards Bangladesh. The Rohingya are considered by the UN to be the world's most persecuted minority. The current army offensive against the Rohingya has alarmed the UN and human rights groups, who warn of crimes against humanity and even genocide. And yet Aung San Suu Kyi and the Burmese government have been largely silent, while the wider Burmese population don't seem to care. This report from Charles Dupoisat and Clovis Casali.
At the end of this discreet alley lies Rangoon's only Rohingya mosque. It's named Rakhine after the state where these men come from, Muslims on their guard.
Look, they removed the letters that formed the name of our mosque. We've now put up a CCTV camera. I've been told monks did that. People were saying there should be no Muslims in Rakhine State. Sorry, but it could be dangerous for us if I say more.
The Rohingya Muslim ethnic group faces widespread discriminations in a country dominated by Buddhists. The United Nations say it's the world's most persecuted minority. Close to 1 million Rohingya live in the Rakhine state in difficult conditions and deprived of the right to move freely. Mong Nu is a Rohingya politician whose party's offices were recently searched by police. For no reason, he says. He speaks as often as possible to his family stuck in Rakhine, including his 92-year-old mother. He's extremely worried with the army carrying out a large-scale offensive after a police unit suffered a deadly attack in October. Authorities spoke of an act of terrorism from Rohingya men, and the military's response led 70,000 people to flee to neighbouring Bangladesh.
Soldiers arrest all males who are over 10 years old. When there are no men, they rape the women. They claim they're cleaning up the area, but it's the violence they're committing that's pushing people to flee. Our situation is worse than ever. Aung San Suu Kyi does nothing for us. I believe that now in Burma, there are in fact two different and distinct governments in power.
Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi governs with the army, and they've dismissed allegations of human rights violations. In January, the government launched for the first time an investigation after this video was leaked on social media. It showed troops deployed in northern Rakhine beating an unarmed Rohingya man. The footage had little impact on public opinion in Burma, a country stuck in decades of civil war. Some in the international community have also expressed concerns over the growing violence, with the murder end of January of a Muslim figure. Yu Kuni was a prominent lawyer close to the ruling NLD party. He was shot by a hitman outside Rangoon's airport, and thousands from all communities gathered for his funeral.
For all of us in this country, Yu Kuni was a guide on the road towards democracy. That's why we just all feel so sad.
The murder of Yu Kuni shocked the nation, notably Muslims and the Rohingya minority. He was a human rights advocate who fought for more equality in Burma.
Now to Afghanistan, where many young children are heading out to work instead of going to school. They've been working on dangerous mountain roads, directing traffic in exchange for tips to help their families make ends meet. It's illegal in theory, but in practice quite common, as Brian Quinn explains.
This is the Mahipar Pass outside Kabul, a winding two-lane highway clogged with overloaded trucks, buses, and passenger cars. It's one of the most treacherous stretches of road in Afghanistan. It's here that young Sedakat spends his days working as a volunteer traffic warden.
I come here in the mornings and go back home in the evenings. I stand here signaling drivers. Some of them give me small tips, and I make some money to bring home.
On a good day, he'll make the equivalent of about $4. His father works in Kabul's brick factories, which only operate during the summer. In the winter, Sedakat's traffic work is the family's only source of income.
This is my only son in the whole world. But he has to stand out there and direct traffic so he can make some money to bring back for his sisters and family.
Child labor is technically illegal in Afghanistan, but such laws are routinely ignored. Human Rights Watch estimates that 1/4 of all Afghan children under 14 work, often in physically dangerous situations. Sedakat says he dreams of joining the real traffic police, but for the moment he's too busy working to attend the school necessary for such a position.
When I see other children going to school, I feel very sad, because I also want to live like them, to go to school wearing clean clothes, and come back home happy, to study and have a happy life.
Kabul police have promised to take action against anyone working as an unofficial traffic director. It's unlikely to stop children like Sedakat from trying to help their families survive.
Well, it's time now for our picture of the week. And are there any guesses what this is? Well, it is, of course, the lotus flower, but its roots are proving to be even more desirable. Well, this is because the lotus root, a staple of Chinese cuisine, has now tickled wider taste buds and is being exported worldwide. In this next report, we go beyond the picture postcard beauty of the lotus flower to see how the roots end up on our plates.
In China, they are the symbol of purity and perfection. Lotus flowers in bloom, their finery swaying in the summer wind. But come winter, it is a whole different story, one of desolation. The flowers are gone from Hubei, the region of 1,000 lakes in central China. Li Mingqing knows the area like the back of his hand. He's been navigating its waters since childhood.
Here in summer, everything is covered in flowers, but right now there's nothing, just roots and seeds. And look around, there are also lotus pickers. They're everywhere, hundreds of them.
Dispersed across the bay, these men and women are here to pick lotus roots.
Now I'm cold.
The water is freezing, and outside it's just 8 degrees Celsius. But winter is harvesting season for lotus roots, these white rhizomes so dear to Chinese cuisine.
Every day I'm in the water for more than 10 hours.
The harvesters pick as many as 90 roots a day, often up to their necks in mud as they shake and move the soil. The deafening sound of water pumps ringing out as they search for the roots.
It's very deep. We look for the roots with our feet, otherwise we can't reach them.
After hours in the water, the workers return to the banks, each of their baskets weighing more than 100 kilos.
Picking lotus is like working in a mine. It's very difficult.
The living conditions are as Spartan as the work is hard. Finally, the workers can take off their rubber suits. They live here without their families. Chen earns about 50 euros a day, or 1,000 euros a month. It's more than factory work, but there is a price to pay.
All the lotus gatherers have rheumatism. We all have problems with our joints. They hurt everywhere. It breaks us, all of us.
Mealtime is one of the rare moments of warmth for these workers. Most are between 30 and 40 years old.
We're here for the money. Because with money, you can do a lot of things.
Come nightfall, the lotus roots are cleaned, cut, and calibrated. Every day, 50 to 60 tons are packed up to be sent across the country to markets like this one in Shanghai, where chefs come every morning to choose their produce.
This one's not bad. Can you weigh it for me? Lotus roots are known to help your blood circulation. It's good for your bones, too.
Filled with vitamins and minerals, the lotus root is a popular ingredient in Chinese cuisine. With its neutral taste, it can be used in desserts or in savory dishes. And it's inexpensive.
People of my generation know how hard it is to harvest. So we also buy it to support the people who pick them.
China is the world's largest exporter of lotus roots, a rhizome that is now popping up in dishes across the globe.
Lotus root coming to a dinner plate near you soon. Well, we're going to leave you now on a culinary note. One Asian nation not known for its cuisine is the Philippines. And yet this is where the latest food fad has surfaced. This is the brick burger. It's a burger in the shape of a Lego brick and is surprisingly in demand. Well, the specialty on offer is a rectangular beef patty served in a bun which is shaped like a piece of Lego, and patrons can even choose to have their snack in one of 3 intense colours. Well, the Lego-themed restaurant is planning to expand its toy-themed menu with Lego-themed desserts on the horizon. Something for toy fans to look forward to. We'll leave you with these pictures. Say goodbye from now from the Access Asia team. Do stay with us here on France 24.
Middle East Matters, presented by Sanam Chantier.
Keep up to date on the latest from the Middle East. We bring you political, economic, and